everybody, welcome to the Experience Health podcast. Today we are going to be diving into 3 mindset shifts that I made to lose 35 pounds while healing my gut and overcoming chronic fatigue as a certified nutritionist and kinesiologist. The first mindset shift that I made was viewing food as fuel. So my journey kind of started with my relationship with food, and I would think if I had a meal out or dessert or something, I would think, oh my gosh, how better would I look if I didn't eat this? And that escalated from just one meal every once in a while to every single meal. And I would pretty much try to eat as little as I possibly could. I would track every single bite. I wouldn't, when I was making food, I wouldn't eat anything, while I was making the food to even taste it, because it wouldn't be tracked food and I could gain weight and that'd be so scary. And that even escalated from, to not even tracking food anymore and just trying to see how long I could go feeling hungry. During this time, it's pretty intense. I was working out 3 or 4 times, 2 to 4 times per day. It kind of just depended on the day. Some days on the weekend, maybe I only did 1 workout, I don't know. But most of the time it was 2 to 4 workouts every single day. And as a young person expending that much energy, I definitely needed 3 or 4 times the amount than what I was actually eating. So I was eating as little food as possible, starving my body every single day, and it obviously developed into restrictive eating disorder. But the restrictive eating disorder, I was trying to get as lean as possible while also being as strong as possible. And this led to a ton of health issues. Chronic pain, chronic fatigue, amenorrhea, a bunch of other health issues. And when I decided that I wanted to do a little winter bulk, maybe build some muscle or start eating more food, I went crazy. This ended up causing me to develop binge eating disorder, which was a very weird time. I gained about 35 pounds in, I think, probably 4 months. And it was very strange because I've always been a very self-disciplined, willful, controlling type person. And having been restrictive eating disorder definitely went along with my personality because I was controlling all of the food that I was eating. But when I developed binge eating disorder, it was very strange because I had unsatisfiable hunger, and it wasn't even I was physically hungry. If you have not experienced symptoms of binge eating disorder, it is so hard to explain what it is like. And I know there's a lot of people on the internet who will be people who have binge eating disorder, why don't you just have some willpower and stop eating? And even now, since it's been a really long time since I've had that, I honestly have a really hard time understanding the feeling of it because, for now, when I'm hungry, it's so easy for me to just I ate an hour ago, I'm just gonna wait a couple more hours to eat. If I'm really hungry, then I'll just have a snack or something like that. But then I would just have that snack and then move on with my day. With binge eating disorder, if you get hungry, you literally can't stop eating, and it's the strangest thing ever, especially as someone with a very type A controlling personality, to experience that, because it honestly just makes no sense. Anyway, with that being said, I eventually overcame binge eating disorder, and the only reason that I overcame this and was able to develop a healthy relationship with food was because I started viewing food as fuel. I started viewing food as fuel. That was the mindset shift that completely changed the trajectory of my health journey, because I would struggle with, binge eating in the evenings. I would wake up, be like, oh, I'm not going to do that again. Then I would binge eat again. And eventually I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So what I focused on doing was not trusting, that's not the right word. I would listen to my body and give it the food that it actually needed. I would eat breakfast. I would have snacks. I do not recommend this ideally for health, but I ate every about like 2 hours because I found that if I prevented the feeling of hunger, then I wouldn't get into like a binge eating episode. So I would just eat every 2 hours, make sure that I ate as much food as my body needed. And the funny thing was, once I started doing this, I literally ate way less food than I did when I was restricting than binging in the evenings. So you may think that this is counterintuitive, okay? But it wasn't. And through this time as well, I let go of any desire for a physical result temporarily, because I knew that in order to heal my relationship with food, in order to heal my body, I couldn't keep trying to just like lose weight. I couldn't keep trying to restrict food because that just wasn't helping me. So I let go of the expectation or the goal of weight loss temporarily and just focused on giving my body what it said that it needed. And I quit binge eating in 2 days. I remember when I started this, I binged the next day because, I mean, it was like the next day, whatever. And then the day after that, I started with this specific schedule and I was able to literally never binge eat again. And it was such a liberation. And I still, I had to eat more food for a while until I actually ended up having like super low appetite for a while because my body was like, oh, wait, this is like higher than the set point that I wanted. And so my appetite naturally lowered. I tracked food sometimes throughout this period of time. Now I haven't tracked food in literally years. I mainly am just focusing on making sure that I eat balanced meals, eat every 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours, depending on what my schedule looks like, full of protein, fats, vegetables, color, and that way I'm able to not have to track food. I lost 35 pounds while building muscle back because, I mean, another part of my story, I had to not lift as much because of the chronic pain and fatigue. Mainly the pain was why I couldn't lift as much because I had like hip dysplasia and a bunch of other issues, and I had to take a step back because my stress was just completely overloaded. So anyways, that is what helped me heal from multiple eating disorders, heal my relationship with food, and finally be able to lose 35 pounds without even tracking like calories at all, because I learned how to regulate my hunger cues. Regulating your hunger cues is literally the secret for maintaining a healthy weight, because then your body knows what it needs and you don't have to be stressing out every single day if you ate too much food, okay? Because your body will make natural adjustments. Like for example, if there's a day that I don't eat enough food, the next day my hunger will typically be higher because it's like, oh, we didn't get enough food yesterday. Let's eat a little bit more food today. And then the next day it'll be either like normal or a little bit less. And it's not like it's like dramatic differences that I ever notice, but I'll just notice that sometimes I'll be like, or if I work out a little bit more one day, I'll have a little bit higher energy. If there's a day that I don't work out at all, I'll have a little bit higher appetite is what I meant. And if there's days that I don't work out or only do like 30-minute walk, it's not anything intense, then I'll notice that my appetite is naturally lower, which is such an amazing place to be. And I'm very grateful to be here because it definitely took me a long time to get here. But that's the goal that everyone should be striving for, is to have a regulated appetite, because that is the easiest way to maintain your weight and health and stuff like that. So that was the first mindset shift, was viewing food as fuel. The second one, I let go of perfectionism. I kind of talked about this a little bit before in the last thing that I mentioned, but perfectionism is what led me to where I was, having eating disorders, having chronic pain, chronic bloating, terrible relationship with myself, with food, plummeted mental health, all the fun things, right? Because I was striving for a picture perfect version of myself, and because I'm human, because I'm not a cartoon character, our bodies move, right? And So I was striving for a picture perfect version of myself, but quite honestly, that just doesn't exist because I'm human, right? And we are all human, and it's really important to remember that. While I'm talking about this though, I definitely want to reiterate that I love having physique, aesthetic oriented goals. I think that wanting to change your body is not bad. However, having unrealistic, perfectionistic goals for yourself and hating the body that you're in currently will not help, okay? When it comes to improving your physique or achieving a certain aesthetic goal or weight goal or whatever, it's really, really important to come at it from a place of love and compassion for your body. I'm not saying you have to be obsessed with how it looks. I mean, if you don't like it, then you don't like it, and it's totally okay to change it. But if you come at it from a place of hating your body, wanting to punish yourself, then it is going to lead you into this perpetuating cycle of, getting on these super restrictive, super intense, weight loss journeys lasting, 30 days or 6 months, maybe a year, and then gaining it all back again because you haven't achieved this perfection, image of yourself that you wanted to, that you wanted to achieve at the end of those 4 weeks. Not 4 weeks. In case you guys are curious, you guys totally aren't curious, but I was helping my brother do content creation for a wedding yesterday, and we got back at 3 a.m. I did sleep in, but my circadian rhythm is just messed up, so we love this podcast episode. It's just going to be a little bit funny today, but anyway, please remember, that striving for perfection is a endless game that is not achievable, okay? And take it from someone who got that 6-pack, who was super lean, who was extremely strong and athletic, and absolutely hated the way that she looked all the time, was incredibly insecure, would carry around baggy t-shirts and hoodies wherever she went in case she got bloated or in case she was just insecure for literally no reason. Take it from someone who's been there, done that, okay? It's not worth it. So let's let go of perfectionism. You can still strive for physique goals. I mean, I still have physique goals, but I understand that I'm not perfect because I am human, right? It's so important to understand that our stomach makes little scrunches when we bend over sometimes. We get cellulite at certain angles, and we hold water weight, after eating salty food, or certain periods of time, or after not getting good sleep. Sometimes we may not look our best, right? When maybe we have high stress, inflammation goes up. Maybe our face isn't as toned and looking as good as you want it to look all the time, right? Some days we will legit think that we are fat and ugly, okay? Because, I know I do sometimes. And that's totally okay. Don't be mad at yourself for that. It's literally just a part of life. So go ahead, strive for those performance goals, strive for those aesthetic goals. We love that, but let go of the need for perfection because we are human and perfection is impossible. So I guess, what I'm trying to say in this section is to just love yourself, okay? Insecurities and imperfections and all, okay? Because then and only then, when you come at your journey from a place of love, will you be able to make it last? Because then focusing on your health and fitness won't just be about the way you look. It'll be about how you feel. It'll be because you have such conviction for taking care of the only body that you have been blessed to live in, that you want to make it the most healthiest, most athletic, and best vessel that you can possibly make. The third mindset shift that I made is I trusted my body's innate ability to heal. When I started my health journey, not my fitness journey, but my health journey, I did not think that I truly did not think that it was possible for me to be where I am today. And that was because I was struggling for so long, feeling like there was just no way out. However, throughout my journey, I learned about the power that our brain has in healing our body. And truly, the saying of if you think you can or can't, you're right, is so true. Because if you think that your body is not able to heal, if it's not possible to heal, then it's not. Okay? Your body is either not going to do what it needs in order to heal, or you are going to self-sabotage yourself, whether consciously or not, to never make that happen. And it was only when I started to actually believe that experiencing health and limitless energy and no more chronic bloating and no more pain was possible for me, that is when I started to see improvements. And this is because I'm able to trust in my body's innate ability to heal. I let go and I focused on nourishing it and listening to my body to support the healing process instead of just like trying to force things to happen. And with those mindset shifts, I am now experiencing health, limitless energy, and confidence like never before. Y'all, I did not think that it was possible, but I am here to tell you that it is. And those 3 mindset shifts, among many others, are big pieces as to why I was able to make such a huge transformation in my health and physique. So if that is something that you need, I would definitely love to be able to help you. If you're interested in learning more about how I can help you in building muscle and losing fat while eliminating chronic disease, bloating, and fatigue, you can go down below to apply for one-on-one holistic health coaching with me. I will talk to you soon. Make sure that you subscribe to not miss another episode.